Welcome back to One Piece Anime Review. This is part 22. Before I get to my review of this particular episode, which is called um, A Storm of Revenge, an Enraged Army Comes to Attack. Yeah, I should point out though, this is my 975th video that I have recorded. And soon I'm going to start counting down to my 1000th video, which is exactly 25 videos from now. Yes, 25 videos. Um, I have no idea what my 1000 video is going to be, but I should point this out though. I'm hoping to reach it before the end of the year. Yeah, it's gonna be like a 25 video, so I could probably reach that far in maybe about a couple weeks, maybe 3 at most. So this is just my personal theory. I'll probably reach episode 1000, at least my, video 1000, probably by next month. That's just my theory, anyways. Um, but yeah, had to bring that up because even though that this month does mark 4 years since I started making videos, um, but I've almost hit almost 1000 videos. I've done a lot in just 4 years. Yeah, 4 years of doing this, of recording videos where stuff has pretty much changed. For me, not very much. Aside from the fact I've gotten 4 years older, I've got a little bit of white in my goatee. It's not gray, it's just turning white. It's a minor trait I inherited from my mother, which when she was younger, and of course my grandmother has this too, my brother has it as well, where at a young age, the hair starts turning white. For me, it's just my goatee. It's not in my actual hair on my head, just my goatee. It's very minor. And you have to look very closely at my goatee in order to see it, but there's a little bit of white there. But anyways, this particular episode picks up right where the last episode lives off, with the whole big fight between Sanji and Luffy. Yeah, picks up right where that leaves off, and deals with the effects of that, and also deals with the fact that basically defeated Cracker from 2 episodes back. I should also point out that this episode is an adaptation of at least 10 pages, pages 2 through 11 of chapter 845. Yeah, 2 through 11. I think that the next episode would probably adapt the last 6 pages, and probably around the first 10, at least go from pages like 2 through 12, or could probably adapt the whole next chapter, chapter 846, in the very next episode. That's probably what's going to happen. So you can kind of see this episode as dealing aftermath and set up for next episode. That's pretty much the whole point of this one. And of course, while the Frostmourne family goes to meet with Big Mom, a big, humongous army goes out to meet Luffy. I mean, a big army. Heck, they show the size of this thing. It looks like there's probably close to, and this is my personal guess, probably 500 troops. Could be much as 1,000. I mean, I think Big Mom was actually overdoing it, but hey. And Sanji meets Big Mom, and he realizes that, dang, she is really huge. She's tall. She's actually over 9 feet tall. She's been this way since she was a little girl. So, yeah, it's nothing unusual. Before she meets with the Volsmoke family, she meets up with a few of her grandchildren, which for some reason, I don't know why this is. For some reason, they call her Mama, even though that they're technically these kids. This big woman is their grandmother, and yet for some reason, they call her Mama. I get maybe her kids calling her that, but not these kids. These kids are probably her grandkids. From what I can tell from this scene, there's about 7 of them. But according to Pudding, the family is much as about 130 people in this family. Basically, it's kind of like a small community. Well, Big Mom has got a lot of kids, so yeah. When she finds out about Cracker's defeat, she is upset. Very much upset, so she sends troops to go up to pretty much kill Luffy. Well, I don't think she knows it is Luffy, just that somebody defeated Cracker, and they had to send out basically people to go out and beat Luffy. Yep. Yeah, and of course, Sanji finally meets Pudding in this episode, and they have they don't really speak to each other. Basically, she passed him a note says, I have to talk to you in private later. Like, okay, that possibly sets up something. Um, but from what I can tell, basically, yeah, there's also, like, they set up sort of what looks like a small dinner between the Volsmokes and Pudding and um, Big Mom. And Big Mom doesn't have a problem with the fact Sanji's a cook. She has no problem with that at all, and she knows who Sanji is, probably because she probably had her people probably did research on him. So at least that's one thing probably ingenious about her is that she does background research on people who she wants to be added as part of the family. Though a lot of the marriages are pretty much political based, not love based, basically politically based, and just expand her own personal family and her own empire. Their empire, from what I've heard, is comprised of about 28 loosely connected islands in this one area that looks like it could basically encompass basically what is in the real life. It looks like pretty much the area is pretty much Hawaii. If Hawaii was broken up into like about 30 different islands. So yeah, it's kind of like Hawaii. There's that. There's that one point in the episode where it starts raining, and I think, oh, it's rain, so water. Nope, it's actually raining syrup. As what type of syrup? I don't know. Looks very grayish. It could be maple syrup. I don't know because syrup I've usually seen tends to be black, not gray. Um, I don't know what type of syrup is the color gray. I don't really know. It could be blackberry. I have honestly no idea what flavor this syrup is. It just seems so odd. And of course, Luffy is still basically. Oh yeah, I also mentioned in the last episode, he also lost a tooth. Yeah, during his fight with Sanji. As far as I know, later on he does get the tooth back. I think he drinks milk to get the tooth back, but yeah. Um, and the one thing about this particular arc, it just seems like over the course of this entire arc, not much time has passed by. At this point, probably about 3 days have passed by since the start of the arc, despite the fact in the anime, this arc has been going on for 28 episodes. Yeah, but 3 days. Excuse me. And they do mention that the next episode is they do mention the next day is the wedding day. And that's really much it for that particular. It's a good episode nonetheless. Unlike last week, where I had basically talked about the next chapter that came out for the One Piece anime manga, this week there is no release. I think there's a week off right now, basically for the manga, so no manga chapter to talk about for this particular week. I think Oda's taking the week off again. That's simply the way it is. Next week is Ending the Adventure. Now, I should point out, though, in this episode, it's mostly focused on two perspectives. It's basically, actually three. Basically, a little bit on Big Mom, Sanji, and, of course, Nami and Luffy. That's really it. There's no perspective, basically, on Chopper and Carrot. They're not shown in this episode. I think they're seen like that where things are, but they don't make a physical appearance in this very episode. They do make an appearance in the next episode. Looks like that Luffy's going to fight the army, and it still looks like that Chopper and Carrot are still on the run from, what's the name of that woman who trapped her in the mirror? I'm trying to. Her name is on here. I have to find it here. Let's see here. Let's see here. I have to look it up here. She's a I think she's supposed to be the ninth daughter of. Yeah, she's supposed to be the ninth daughter of Big Mom. Let's see here. I'm trying to look up. Oh yes. No, it's not her. Um. Breely, yeah. I think she's going to show up in the next episode because there is still a mirror world. So it takes a while. I know in the manga currently, Luffy goes to the mirror world himself, but as far as I know, Carrot and Chopper do get out of mirror world. They do get out. It's a little bit later, and of course, a little bit later on, Sanji does meet up with Luffy. Um, I don't remember which chapter it is, but it's a little bit after this one. So my guess is that probably will be for probably about 2 or 3 episodes at most. Um, right now, currently, since they just adapted most of chapter 845, they have roughly about, I think it's about 36 chapters left to adapt. Um, as of right now, 36 chapters that have not been adapted yet for the manga. They've only got the 845 so far. So yeah, roughly about, it is 36 chapters plus 6 pages from chapter 845. That's really all that's left to adapt. Um, as for when they're gonna get where the point where they are in the manga, my personal guess is they probably won't get that far till sometime next year. That's just my personal guess, anyways, on that. But yeah, that's really it for this particular review. Um, almost forgot to mention this in, I think I forgot to mention this in the special. In the 6th film, uh, Baron obviously at the Secret Island, the shirt Luffy wears in the movie, it's the same shirt he wears in the special. Yeah, it's the same exact shirt. As for how it's, from what I can tell, it's the same exact shirt, even though that the special came out before the film. The film came out roughly in 2004. Yeah, the special in 2014. So, yeah, he basically rewears the same shirt 10 years later. I don't know. I don't know, maybe some continuity there for that, okay? So, that's it. See you all in next week's review, which will be on episode 810, End of the Adventure, Sanji's Resolute Proposal. And it looks like he's take off that ridiculous plastic mask thing he got like a few episodes back he had to put on because his brothers beat the living crap out of him. Really badly. His face looks so torn up. So I think his fiance is going to take a good look at it. Okay? But, so then, see you all next episode. Bye.